Good afternoon and welcome to the International English Language Test. This is a mock speaking test conducted by Molu Academy. Today I am your examiner and the examiner code is S4567. And before we start the main exam, I'll ask some question about yourself so that I can know more about you. So tell me about you. What's your name?
My full name is Tawhid Islam Isha, but you can call me just Isha.
So Ishan, where do you come from?
I come from Madaripur now, but now I live in Dhaka.
Nice. Um, where do you born?
I was born at Madaripur.
Okay. So what about your studies?
I'm studying at class 8,
Okay, which school?
Manipur High School and College.
Nice. What about you? Tell me about your hobbies. What's your favorite hobby?
My hobby is playing football and riding bicycle.
Okay. So, do you mostly ride bicycles?
Yes.
Okay. What about your favorite color?
My favorite color is black and blue.
What about your favorite food?
My favorite food is biryani.
Nice. That's a famous food, you see. Let's go to the main exam where I have already asked about the question. So, the first part is about food and cooking, just as the last question I asked. What sorts of food do you like eating the most?
I like to eat vegetarian items and dairy products, etc.
Okay. Um, who normally does the cooking in your home?
My mother normally does the cooking in my home, but when my mother is sick or goes
Busy
outside, me and my father prepare our meal.
as well. So you can cook yourself. So your father helps you. Uh, do you watch cookery programs on TV?
I don't watch cookery programs on TV.
No wonder you can't cook. In general, do you prefer eating out or eating at home?
I prefer to eating at home because the outside food is unhealthy and unhygienic, and as a student, we don't have much money to eat at outside. So I prefer to eating at home.
Okay. Very well. Valid point. That was the end of part one, and let's move to part two. Here, I'll give you a paper and a pen so that you can write some notes about the topic. In this part, I'll give you a topic, and we'll have to talk about that topic for 1 to 2 minutes. So here's your pen and here's your paper, and you have 1 minute in your hand. So your time starts from now. Your time is up. I hope you're ready.
So today I'm going to talk about my uncle's house, which is located at Mushattur. It's a very nice place. It is well furnished. It has three bedrooms and two bathrooms and one veranda. It
No,
is
that's a
decorated.
huge house.
It is decorated by many decorative items like flower beds, wallpapers, action figures, etc. And as a person, I like this house most, and it's a nice place to be. That's it.
Action figures. Does he have kids?
Yes,
Oh, and he's like sounds like he's a rich person, I guess.
obviously.
Well, that was the end of part two. Let's move to part three. The part three is divided into different parts. The first part is about different type of home. So, what kinds of home are most popular in your country, and why is that?
In my country, houses are most popular in rural areas according the apartment is common in big cities.
Like I wanted to say that what kind of home? Like there's tin set houses in village areas and large houses.
The
That's
tin
what I
set
meant.
houses is popular in village areas,
Okay.
but in big cities, the tall buildings are popular.
You mean huge apartments?
Yes.
I understand. So the next question is, what do you think are the advantages of living in a house rather than an apartment?
Living in a house gives us privacy, freedom, and comfort. Uh, Houses often come with garden or backyards, which is great
You
for
mean balcony?
families. Yes.
And also you can have a swimming pool as well. And also so what about apartment? Can't you do that in apartment? You can't, don't you have any freedom in an apartment?
No.
Oh, so you have to think about the house owner. But you are wrong in one point though. You said you have privacy in your own house, but you have privacy in all types of house, don't you think? So that was a small mistake. So, do you think that everyone would like to live in a large home? Why is that?
I believe so. Everybody wants to live in a large home because they can everything.
They can do many things.
They can do everything in the big house, and they decorated by the house
The interior.
by
So, what
by
you're
their
trying to say,
choice.
if you have a big space, you can do a lot of things in it, right? So, what are the other reasons? Why would else would you want to live in a large home?
And
Like, you know, so you could say like in a large home you will have more stuff. You can't have a swimming
swimming
pool,
pool.
balconies, gardens. You can have that in a small house. I guess that's what you wanted to say. Also, I think we all want to live in a large home, don't we? We all want to live in a large, shiny, royal mansion. We don't want to live in a small, tiny little house, right? So I guess it's a basic personal trait. Eh? So that was the end of the first part. The second part is about finding a place to live. So do you live in an apartment or a house?
Live in a house.
Okay. How easy is it to find a place to live in your country?
It is very difficult for the overpopulation, and it depends on the location. In big cities, finding a good place is quite difficult.
Because there are too many people.
Yes, due to high demands and renting.
Yeah, most houses are rented already. So what
And
about the village areas?
in village areas, there are many open places.
There are
The
a lot of places to stay. Why? Because there are less people in village.
yes,
Why do you think there are less people in the village? Why everyone wants to live in the city? What's so special about the city? People say that like, why do you live in the city, right? Because it's a great place. You can do a lot of things in this village. That's why most people live in the city, right? That's why it's so overpopulated. But village places are all empty. That's why you take vacations to the village in order to feel free. Okay. So also the thing is, in village areas, most houses are cheap, right? In nowadays, each rent is way too expensive. So it's hard to live in the city, right?
yes.
But in the village, things are cheap, things are easy, houses are more clean. I guess that's what you wanted to say, right? In fact, I also live in the city and I can feel the pain. Um, and I'm not a rich person like you. I don't have my own house. Do you think it's better to rent or buy a place to live in?
Renting a place is flexible, especially for students and young professionals who might move frequently. So I think renting a place is better.
Okay, so what you're trying to say depends on the person. Okay. So you could say that it's better for the old people to have a house, and it's better for the young people to rent a house. You could say that. Do you agree that there is a right age for young adults to stop living with their parents?
I agree that
At some point, you have to stop living with your parents.
the many young adults living with their parents, but it depends on the person.
Okay,
It,
like you have to study and go somewhere. You know. Also, you have to go to other places to work. You could say that. Mm. So
it's so difficult.
it's a difficult question, right? I guess I understand what you're trying to say. I guess I'll take it. I'll take it. Don't worry. So I guess that was the end of part three, and it was horrible. But the part one and part two was great. So it was a great time with you, and I had a great conversation. Thank you for your time today. And if you liked our video, please like and subscribe, and don't dislike.